Silver, silver, silver! There is silver beneath these hills. And it also helped fuel an empire. That's not fiction. This photograph was taken in Mexico more than 100 years ago. A city once considered one of the richest silver mining regions on Earth. And even today, you can still feel that history everywhere you look. This stereograph card calls this area Guanajuato, the world's greatest silver mining city. And during the colonial era, that wasn't an exaggeration. This card explains that the mountains surrounding the city were filled with silver mines, so many that the hills were described as honeycombed with tunnels. Imagine what this place must have looked like centuries ago. Mules hauling ore through narrow streets, church bells echoing through the valley, miners disappearing underground before sunrise. And above it all, silver. Huge amounts of silver. According to the card, over $800 million worth of silver had already been mined here over 3.5 centuries. And remember, those are early 1900s numbers. Adjusted for modern value, we're talking about unimaginable wealth. One mine mentioned is called La Valenciana. It became legendary. At one point in the 1700s, it was considered one of the richest silver mines in the entire world. The wealth flowing out of this area helped finance Spain's global empire. Silver mined here crossed oceans. It ended up in Europe, Asia, and beyond. In some ways, this city was connected to the early foundations of the global economy. But like many places built on natural wealth, the story is complicated. The riches here came with enormous human cost. Mining in those days was brutal. Long hours underground, dangerous tunnels, dust-filled air, collapses, flooding. Many indigenous and working-class laborers spent their lives inside these mines. And while colonial elites and the Spanish crown became wealthy, ordinary workers often lived incredibly hard lives. That contrast still echoes through history. What fascinates me about this photograph is how alive the city feels. You can see the dense buildings climbing through the valley, the churches, the domes, the cactus in the foregrounds, and that child standing near the camera almost by accident. It feels less like a postcard and more like someone briefly opening a window into another world. And yet, what's incredible is this city still exists almost exactly where it stood back then. The modern city is now one of the most beautiful and culturally important cities in Mexico. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site famous for its colorful colonial architecture, underground roadways, music, art, and windling alleys. Some recognize it for films, photography, or travel videos because the city almost looks unreal. And beneath it all, the mines are still there. Some can even be visited today. There's another layer to this story also. This area played a major role in Mexican independence. In 1810, during the opening stage of the Mexican War of Independence, one of the most famous battles took place here. So this city wasn't just built by silver. It also became part of the fight over the control of Mexico's future. That's why old photographs like this matter. At first glance, it just looks like a quiet historic city. But the deeper you look, the more you realize you're seeing empire, labor, wealth, colonization, resistance, religion, and survival all layered together in one image. And somehow, this place still stands. It's still vibrant, still alive, still watching history continue around it. If you enjoy rare historic photographs and the deeper stories hidden behind them, subscribe to the channel, because these old photographs are more than just photographs. They're time machines. And hey, look here. I just added 2 more videos that were already made for you to click on. So don't be afraid. Click and watch. Thank you very much.